In the previous episode of the Promethea saga, we got to see all that Promethea really is, her technology, and a giant robot that Grace used to take down one of Finster's monsters. In that episode we also got to see that the Rangers are possibly going to start teaming up with Promethea, since Grace was able to show them that she has the technology to be able to find the Finster monsters before they transform, but only the Rangers are fast enough to be able to get there before these monsters start destroying everything. The last thing we saw in that episode was the return of Zordon, and he was wandering in time since the arrival of the Black Dragon. In a place far away in space we can see a very strange bar, which seems to have been created for villains and monsters. In this place there is a being that we have never seen before, and he is drinking something special as he tells the bartender that he traveled from far away just to have that drink. Although this being tells the bartender that he has only traveled here because he is the one who best prepares this drink, the bartender tells him that it is difficult to trust him because he is the magician of deception. With this they let us know that the name of this mysterious being is the Wizard of Deception, and at that moment he hears another voice. This voice is that of Rita Repulsa, who is accompanied by her lackeys and tells the magician that it is a challenge to find him. Then she asks him if he knows who she is, but the magician replies that the important thing is that she knows who he is. Rita sought out this magician to ask him to create a magical object, and apparently it is something so strange and difficult to create that she cannot create it herself. Rita already knew what this powerful wizard wanted, and so she brought it to him, but the Wizard of Deception could tell that this was going to be very complex magic. Rita's lackeys tell her that they have searched everywhere to find someone to do this magic, but everyone told her that they had to look for the Wizard of Deception. This magician tells Rita that what she has is not going to be enough to pay for this job, and then confesses to her that he really knows her. This is why the magician asks her that the only thing Rita can give him to pay for this job is to tell him the truth, the real reason why she needs this magic item. Rita begins to tell the magician the truth and confesses that she has failed. Rita has made a terrible mistake and is afraid of what will happen if she does not get back what she has lost. Because the magician felt that she told the truth, he is now willing to create the magic object for her, so he tells Rita to go and wait for him. At the Ranger Command Center, everyone is very happy that Zordon has returned, and they begin to tell him many things that have happened in his absence. Zordon is happy to be back and explains to the Rangers that it was disorienting to be without any emotional or physical connection, so any hope of returning was just that, a hope. Even though they are all happy, they try to explain to Zordon everything that has happened, but he tells them that while he was wandering in time, he was able to see some things, plus Saban kept him informed. Because of this, Zordon tells the Rangers that he understands that they must have a lot of questions because of what happened in 1969, and says that event is something that still haunts him. Zack tells him that it doesn't explain the reasons why he didn't tell the Rangers anything, and if he doesn't trust them, then they won't be able to trust him. Zordon apologizes to the Rangers and says that he understands their opinion, as having tried to protect them from things in the past, he has been badly mistaken. Then Zordon also told them that he has some doubts about the deal they are going to have with Grace, as he understands that Promethea has too much advanced technology, and that is something strange. Billy asks Zordon if he thinks that Promethea is using the Morphin grid as a power source, and Zordon tells him that maybe they are. He then also explains that Grace wants to make the world a better place, and the problem with that is that as much as they want to shape the course of human history, the Rangers are not designed to do that, but to defend and protect. Jason disagrees with this, since Zordon has chosen humans to be Power Rangers, and humans are always looking to change the world, so he can't think that they won't use their powers to try to change everything. Zordon replies to her that the problem with what Grace is looking to do is that it can become a problem as she is willing to take drastic measures. Saba also starts to give her opinion and basically says that decisive action definitely needs to be taken regarding Finster's monsters. Saba has an idea to be able to resolve this situation, but they still have to prepare for the worst. Jason then explains to Zordon that Grace has all the technology to be able to find the Finster's monsters, and that way they could put an end to the problem. Zordon tells him that if that is the direction he wants to go, then that is his choice, but advises him to be very careful. Now the Rangers are in Promethea, and we can see that they are all using their helmets to hide their identity. Tommy and Billy are working together, and Billy confesses to Tommy that it is very complicated to work with the helmet on, so Tommy gives him the idea of creating something that can block the security cameras. Billy is very happy with this idea, but he also tells Tommy that he can go talk to Trini and Kimberly since they can give him more conversation. Trini and Kimberly are analyzing the body of the monster that had 9 cat heads so they can find out more information about Finster's creations, and they both don't understand how Finster can give monsters personalities. Kimberly suggests that it's all magic, and Trini says that's precisely what scares her. The two then have a conversation about Kimberly's parents' divorce and her father's new girlfriend. She also mentions what happened with Tommy at the coffee shop since her father invited him to sit with them. In the pocket dimension, Saba tries to have a conversation with Finster to convince him to take another direction by telling him that it is going to allow him to do what any artist wants to create. Finster is confused as he has created before, but Saba clarifies that so far, he has only created what Rita has wanted and has not had the freedom to create what he wants. Saba's offer is for Finster to stay in this pocket dimension since here he will be able to create whatever he wants with almost infinite energy, but he must stop the monsters he has created. Apparently, Finster didn't like the proposal very much as he tells him that a creation is no good if it can't be appreciated. But Saba tells him that he thought art was purely about the act and not the audience. Finster tells him that not publishing your creations to an audience is not going to let you know their true value. Art is about the relationship between the creator and the audience. It is about the reaction provoked by the creation. Even though this site is awesome to be able to create anything, building just for the sake of building is boring. Besides, he can't control the monsters even if he wanted to, and the real reaction is the chaos that exists is the one you're not expecting. In Promethea, Jason is having a conversation with Grace in which she mentions that she has a lot of smart people working with her and also says that Billy is brilliant. Then they both start talking about how hard it is to be a Red Ranger and all the weight that comes with it. Jason tells her how hard it has become for him to be in that position, and Grace tells him that he is slowly going to start being able to anticipate situations so that he can better resolve crisis. In addition to this, she also tells him that she will always be available to help him make the burden of being the Red Ranger lighter. At that moment, the alarm sounds and there is a person about to transform into a monster. So Jason asks all the Rangers to be ready to leave. Quickly, the Rangers teleport and Andrea is very surprised with this Ranger technology. Andrea asks Grace if this is a good start and she says yes, but then asks if the Rangers know what she is planning, but they don't know anything. Then Grace admits that when the time is perfect, they are going to find out. But for now there is a world to save.